Hey guys, Maria Cosman again with my 7 tips on how to be the best leader ever. You know, the third tip is really something we all deal with. It's stress, right? Stress is something that you deal with and I deal with, and I really want to share with this for you today to understand that we need to kind of go, okay, so stress happens, right? Things happen in life that you cannot control. So when you can't control it, then you need to learn how to just breathe. Okay, take a deep breath, let it out, and say, okay, what are the things I can do today, right now, that I have within my control? Um, as a mom of 11 kids, I know what stress is. Okay, so stress is something that I deal with on a regular basis. And, everyone deals with stress. We all have that. It's that pressure cooker, right? So I want to just really share with you how making the decision to say what I can change and what I can't change. So for instance, like been going through something with my landlord, and I can't change that. She made decisions based on what she's doing, and I have to make decisions based on what I'm going to do, and I can't I can't change her, right? I can't change anyone but me. And that's good because one's enough, right? we're always trying to change someone else. Well, they should do this, and this, and you're like, we're so good at seeing what other people need to change because we can see it, and we can't see ourselves. But let's just focus as a leader on what we need to do, what we need to do, right? Not what others need to do. And I really think that that's good because our lead will, you know, others will follow. If we lead strongly, others will follow strongly. And there's nothing better than a good example. And I'm not sure if this is really correlated, but I think it is. Something I do, it's kind of weird, is I copy people's dialects immediately. So when I start talking to someone who's Chinese, I'll start talking with a little slant of Chinese sound, right? Or Japanese, or Australian, or Czechoslovakian, or whatever their sound is. I start mimicking immediately. My kids think it's the weirdest thing, but I think it's more common than I realize. I don't know. Maybe it's because I want to connect with them, but I just feel like those are things that I do to connect with people, right? As a leader, I want to connect. I want to hear and speak their language. Even though I don't know other languages really. I know a little bit of Spanish and a little bit of German, but that's pretty much it. So why did I bring that up? I don't remember, but I just want to say, the connection is that we only can change what we can change. We can't change other people. We can only change ourselves. And so as we change ourselves, we will be, I know what it was. It's being a leader, okay? So I'm going to follow. I start following that person's dialect. I start wanting to connect with them so that we can relate. And so, as you have followers that come up to you, you're going to really affect them. And if you do some things that are wrong, that's not a good thing. It's not a good thing. You don't want to be a leader who maybe cuts corners, or a leader who speaks badly about other people, or a leader who is two different people from being in front of a crowd to being at home. I know we all let our hair down a little bit at home, and that's okay because we need that downtime. But we really need to think: are we being a good example to our family? Because here's the thing. I heard this from Joyce Myers. She was having a meltdown one day. She was crying, and her kids weren't doing anything she wanted them to do, and she was frustrated, and she's crying and whining, and my kids are horrible. And I've also heard it by a couple other people, but she was, she got this knock at the door, and she straightens up right away, realizes that's her pastor. So she's all nice to the pastor, and everything's fine, and she realized one thing, that she was in charge. So if she could be all nice to the pastor, then why couldn't she be nice to her kids? That hit me like a ton of bricks because that's so easy. I know you women, we I know we do that, and I don't care if you're a man or woman. We all tend to do that. We tend to, let our guard down with our kids and say whatever we feel like saying, when in reality, um, we need to be congruent. And if we can hold it together in front of a pastor or a policeman or someone else, we certainly can hold it together and act right in front of our children, right? Or our family, because they're going to be our worst critics, but they're also going to be the ones that hold us accountable for who we are. And so that kind of raises the bar a little bit. So it's not just in front of the camera, but it's at home. And a true leader will lead from their home. They'll lead from their home. They'll lead with their business. And if they're not treating their kids right, who wants to be around a person like that who treats everybody else right? That's a huge hypocritical thing. So, tip number 3, we really need to kind of de-stress by realizing what we need to change, right? And being the example. Being the example for people to go, oh, wow, all this stuff's happening, but what can I do about it? Well, I can't do anything about this thing, but I can do stuff about this. So for me, like with my yoga thing, I didn't have my yoga. I wanted to do my yoga. I didn't have the CD. I'm like, well, I don't remember all the moves. So I did a couple stretches, took a deep breath, talked to my daughter, realized where it was at, and I just made in my mind and said, it's okay, I'll do it later. So some of us need to do that. I don't know if that's you, but I know for me, I had to go through some things to process through, so I wasn't so angry, I wasn't so frustrated, and I could just process that out. And many of us need that help. So de-stress, realize what you can change and what you can't. If you can't change it, why stress, right? There's nothing you can do about it. So if there's something you can do about it, then do something about it in a positive way. And remember that it's going to happen tomorrow and the next day and the next day. So it's not a surprise, right? I mean, sometimes you wake up and go, oh, this stuff's happening. Why is that all happening? And you're like, who cares why? It doesn't matter why. It's happening, right? I mean, it's no rocket science to just say we just have to get real, because all of us we go through crap every single day, and it's sometimes really, really tough stuff that is tear jerking. I've got friends that are going through a lot of stuff, cancer, children dying, brothers shooting themselves, all sorts of stuff. So we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. But if we have, and here's a really good thought, I just thought of the movie Unbroken. You got to watch it. Okay, you got to watch it, because that movie, oh my gosh, this dude was Louis Sampanini. He died in 2014. Angelina Jolie she's a producer on it, and she, wrote down at the foot of his bed while he was in the hospital all of his memories, all the things that had happened in his life. And he was, shipwrecked at sea for I think over 47 days. He was found by the Japanese, who were the enemy at that time, and then he was tortured and in a POW. So it's his absolute mind that realized what could he change and what he couldn't change. And what he could change and what he had access to was this. This is the only thing that he could really, because when you're being held captive, you can't control your environment, you can't control your food, you can't control anything but this. And that's what I'm saying with this de-stress. This is the mind that tells us what we can or can't change. So we need to differentiate and process that out every single day as we lead our troops. And for me, I've got 11, or we lead our family, or we lead our business or our team, whatever that may be. And I want to really encourage you that, hey, I'm just a normal average person. I do have 11 kids. That's not average. But it doesn't matter. I'm just an average person. And if I can do this, this leadership position, you can as well. And I think every one of us will eventually become a leader. And I believe that's what God wants us to do. We have responsibilities that we need to take care of, and we need to take it seriously. Because if we don't, we think we can do whatever we want to do and act like stupid people and do stupid things, and that's really not true. We really are not an island to ourselves. So that's the third tip, okay? I do have, 4 more. And I really hope these are helping, because there's something that I've learned, and I just got back from Nashville. I told you about that. And so important that we really understand that we are an example whether we think we are or not, positive or negative. So wouldn't you rather be a positive leader than a negative one? Because we're all going to lead somewhere, right? We're all leading someone somehow. So as a mom of 7 boys and 4 girls, I have a huge responsibility. And I know that you have greatness within you, that you, no matter where you're at, what you've done, God forgives you, you know, ask Him to forgive you. People, if you've hurt people, make it right. And if you've been a bad leader, stop. Stop. And say, okay, how can I be a better leader? Because at any point in time, there's always redemption and always hope and always grace. And it doesn't matter if people don't expect people to believe you if you've been a bad leader. Just start, apologize, and go on. And that's what I've had to do. Okay? So Maria Cosmo signing out. We have 4 more videos, and I hope I see you in the next one. And I really hope you're getting value from this. Also, connect with me on Facebook. Let me know how I'm doing. And let me know if you're interested, because I make money online at home as a single mom. That is a tremendous, blessing for me. I have freedom. And if you want that freedom, just let me know. And connect with me. I'll see you in the next video.